Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for the penultimate episode of the Midnight Club. This show has been emotional. It's just been a roller coaster. It's been fun, it's been wacky, it's been funny, and it's just been flat out sad, man. And that's just kind of par for the course for a lot of Mike Flanagan's stuff, though I do feel like this has a little bit of a more, jovial tone to the whole thing, considering we're following a group of kids, though that is balanced out with it's a bunch of terminal kids. So it is really hard to watch at times, especially given the stuff that they were going through even before their diagnoses and stuff like that. And just how they're all powering through this all in their own very different and unique ways. And then you just have the whole mystery of this place, the grounds themselves, what's going on with these visions that Ilonka keeps having. It's definitely a puzzle box I can't wait to figure out. Typically with Mike Flanagan and some of his stuff, a lot of that info dump usually comes in that second to last episode. So I'm hoping we get some juicy stuff in this one. So we're going to go ahead and hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. It is a watch-along format. Get the same thing for all the other shows we cover here on the channel. You get to vote and suggest on what movies we react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage. I try to make it worth your while since you are going to do way support the channel. But of course, I know never can do that. And a simple way you can help us out is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, because it really does go a long way with helping us grow here on the YouTubes. With that said, we are almost at 40K, so I'm hoping we can hit that by the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty cool. So if you're new, if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you've been a long-time lurker sitting on that fence and not hit that button yet, maybe today will be the day you hit that button. If you do enjoy the reaction, I'd really appreciate it. With that said, guys, let's hop into episode 9, The Eternal Enemy. Here we go. The Eternal Enemy, death.
Well, there's still some polyps and lesions in your small intestine, but less than when you got here, which means the terminal diagnosis was an error. You're going home.
Oh.
I saw the polyps on my first endoscopy, and after all the chemo, the polyps were worse.
But now we can see your body is healing.
That doesn't add up. That's great, but that doesn't exactly add up.
What am I gonna say?
Ooh, the logo was fading in and out of being lit up. That was weird. Oh, God. Oh, no. Hey, it's Bill! Ah, Jesus. Man, his voice, I love it.
Morning.
Oh man, he's having visions of him. Interesting.
My room, try not to wake up Spence. It's freaky, all right? I've even woken up in that bed down there.
A what?
Somebody coming towards you from out of the dark or the firelight, and you'll see this old
Woman.
Man.
An old woman. And she's got these, milky eyes. You ever see her?
Not as much as I see him, but
Ooh.
yeah.
That's
Let's get everyone to the library.
interesting.
Oh my God, what?
Get dressed. Emergency meeting
Oh,
library.
is Amesh in there? Yes.
Is everything okay, Ilonka?
Yeah, everything is okay.
Oh.
Like you said, in a place where so many young people die before their time with unfinished business, the only ghosts you see are old people.
Unless they're feeding hungry. Oh, are they consuming all of these souls? Did they eat Anya?
It means, delusion shared by two.
You speak French?
No, but it was the title of an X-Files episode, and it was...
Yes, it was! You motherfucker, yeah! Ah!
Eater of years, or the years eater. It looked like an old woman, and you'd find it in places where people were going to die and eat the years they would have had.
Wow.
The ritual worked. Stan admitted it. One of us is cured. One of us is going home. In fact, I think, and I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
What the fuck do you mean someone's going home?
It's me. I had an endoscopy the week before we even did the stupid ritual. I was misdiagnosed at the start.
There's signs. We've had signs. Spence heard that voice on the intercom after Tristan. They're pointing at us. They're guiding us to do the ritual.
That was me too.
What?
That was me on the intercom. You were talking about losing faith, and I thought just a little nudge, nothing too bad, just enough to give you some hope. God would want me to.
Hello?
What about when...
Spence.
Someone's in the recovery room. What? Someone's in there and the door's locked.
Those rooms are never locked.
It's locked.
But what about when, Natsuki was walking down, saw Tristan in the bed?
Make him walk down to the beach, pretending like it doesn't hurt like hell for a picnic, so you can feel normal? He's dying and it's not fucking fair, and that's already hard enough without having to take care of you and act all brave just so you can walk out of here and live your goddamn life?
Hey, the fuck are you doing, Ilonka?
God damn, that wasn't her place to say any of that, man. But I think part of that was her venting her frustration about the Sanja reveal.
It's not me.
Ilonka lost her goddamn mind.
Yeah.
But what? Okay, hold up. Hear me out. What if it is her, but Sandra actually just had like a turnaround, like a legitimate one?
What do you want me to do?
What you want to do?
I'm not breaking up with Catherine.
See, I didn't even say it.
I know that the ritual works more than anybody. Do you hear me? I know it. Better than anyone.
Because... Julia Jane.
You're Julia Jane.
I still don't trust her, though.
I feel like everybody's super pissed at me.
Why would
Nope.
anybody be mad about somebody getting out of here, man?
So happy for you.
At least not at the person.
Me too.
Maybe at their god, maybe at the world for not picking them. But no real friend or family would blame her. No.
You fiercely, darling. But if you even think about giving Jesus the credit, I'ma haunt you. This is Rel. He's devilishly handsome, wildly attractive. Hard to believe he's not a model. Weirdest, freakiest dream.
Ooh. I still can't get over we got an actual X-Files episode name drop to help tell one of the things that is happening in the story right now.
Think about being a transfer, I always feel different.
I know what you mean. Every day of my life.
I've never seen Dazed and Confused.
Great. Pick me.
Sure.
Just looking at the posters in the background.
Bro, wine. Pairs really well with Terminator. If you want to live. I love this movie so damn much.
I love the cheese puns.
Who defied all odds by scoring 20 unanswered points against the Rushers in the fourth quarter.
I'm sorry, the who?
That's Tim, isn't it?
The Seabirds and the Rushers.
Do you think those are real football teams?
I don't care.
After an amazing comeback, a huge upset for the Niners, who, as we all know, are a very real football team with a very real name.
Hey, there's this great bar just off campus. We go shoot pool or something, try for a movie another night. Let me buy you some bad food.
Always down for some bad food, man.
$10 is my throws to Everett for the win.
Everett, guy hasn't caught a pass in weeks, princess. You're on.
What the hell? I mean, what's interesting is, like, so far, if we do have, like, this time element with this stuff, a lot of the posters and movie references in the dorms.
How the hell did you know that?
Are hinting toward, and his dream even, are kind of themed with all the movies up there. Time, Back to the Future, Time Cop. He had that dream about being a cyborg. There's a lot of repairs and machinery coming through. We got Terminator, RoboCop.
Save the future.
In other news, local third grader Tina won the national clogging championship.
Do it again.
He just took the tape out, or is that a brand new blank tape? It sounded like he took it out and that was still playing.
You give us $100. We don't get all three. You get 200. Who's playing right now? Buckaroos and Charlatans.
Dude, these names.
That's the latest on a breaking story from Klein University.
Oh no, it's going to be a tragedy.
A freak accident has taken the life of a local medical student. This morning, an air conditioning unit fell from the 3rd story of this residential building, right as Michelle Dixon was pronounced dead at the scene.
Fuck.
Wow. That is cool though, but can they stop it is the question. Oh God! Holy shit! That's so... Oh wait, what the fuck? Is that a Reaper? Someone from the future? Time cop?
We've been through this.
That was before you almost died.
I didn't almost die.
Well, my mom can wait. She's waited 2 months as it is.
Go see her.
Record the news and tell us if there's a actual crash or accident with the flight. God, that would have me so paranoid. At that point, I'd have to, like, keep checking it.
For now, just take a break.
He's the guy in the hood.
Promise.
And get yourself some light.
That's my prediction.
It's death.
No, dude, it's not. The commissioner at the NFL, and you're under arrest because those team names are an act of violence.
I love how Kevin is stuck on the name of the teams that he's using in the story.
There's no one there to lie to you about who you are.
Oh my lord.
According to police, Marjorie Perry was woken in the early hours before sunrise by the sound of breaking glass, and that some sort of projectile was thrown into the house.
What the hell?
What on earth is going on here?
What the hell? What the hell? He's gonna be immune because he's a cyborg. Yo! Oh, wow. Who is it?
You really think you're just a normal college student? Well, let me ask you this. Where'd you go to high school? Where were you born? Where's your family? You weren't born. You were made. 40 years from now, my lab at Robotic Experimentation Logistics.
Wow.
You're a cyborg. An early model. And you're defective. I was gonna terminate you, but you escaped.
That's how he's able to, like, tap into these future news stories. Wow.
And I found you. Back in time.
I don't remember.
You wouldn't. Time travel is different for your model, but I built in background code. Programmed to print on whatever it can to remind you of whatever your mission might be. And then, every time you touch one of those primitive magnetic devices.
It wasn't the VCR.
It was you. Your mainframe, trying to remind you of your mission.
That's wild.
I'm not defective.
You still feel the eternal problem, the eternal enemy lives in you. Fear, which leads to suffering.
Replacing humanity with these cybernetic improvements, rooting out defects. Isn't all of that just fear? It is, isn't it?
That's a good point. Damn, man. I love these sci-fi ones.
I don't have much time because you're about to kill me. Wait. Because I loved. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. And in that moment, the future changed. Because Christopher decided that he'd never, ever look at his fellow human beings and see defects. Because Raul wasn't defective at all, it turns out. Raul was perfect. I hope he's loved. Like I'm loved. I wish we knew back then what I know now. We weren't defective. We were perfect. Just like all of you. Sandra, you go make that future something good, okay? For us.
What? 4? It's 5 sisters. We need all 5, don't worry. You sit there.
This isn't what she thinks, man. What if Shasta was, like, her health was only temporary and her desperation to get in here is so that she could re-perform it on her?
What about our personal items?
By your goodness and might do we regain joy in our lives.
She...
Pray to you. I seek your favor.
She's noticing the difference in what she did the first time in this. They are gonna die.
Go on.
Just like the first time in the vision we saw, the only survivor was the one with the bloody forehead. Oh. Yep, there it is. There it is. Oh. God damn it. Yep, called it. Oh, fuck. Yeah. She absorbs the years. I mean, that's what we saw in the Paragon thing. The only survivor was the final one. And then flashing all the way back, the final one. Why? The only thing I'm like not sure of is why she gave her that false ritual. Was that to goad her into coming back for more, to escalate the situation in her desperation? To bring her back and keep her like coming back, because she only ever gave her like little nuggets, little threads, little pieces of information. He said, I told you who I was when I thought you were ready. So was it to see if she would even perform it? So she just kind of gave her this like false ritual to perform just to see if she would try it. And then if she would, then does that qualify her as maybe being a willing participant and a believer to move forward for the actual ritual? I don't know, man. But I'm not trusted her from the get-go. Man, I think it was what? Episode 2? When we found out about the Julia Jane story? Or was that episode 1? I can't remember. But I was like, yeah, I was like, nailed that casting. It was like the casting was just too perfect. It was a huge giveaway. This whole episode was just like everything was crumbling. But then everybody was just struggling to keep it apart from Ilonka's pain from the reveal that it wasn't her. Because she was so adamant that it was because of the ritual and all of that. And despite that, how she was feeling, Shasta's manipulation and words to kind of goad her along. But I love that in the end of the day, and then she took off that frustration, even though everything she was saying is very much so true, to Kevin's girlfriend. she was definitely acting from a place of selfishness and frustration in her current situation, on top of her own feelings for Kevin, and then her probably feeling they're misplaced in this whole situation, and also just like the kind of sheer ignorance of the girlfriend and the situation at hand. And even if Kevin, he does admit, or at least very much so, knows that that's not necessarily what he wants, but he feels like the people around him deserve to at least keep these memories of him that were positive. So even if he would want to be with Ilonka, and he clearly does have feelings for her, but he keeps stopping himself, denying him what he wants so that those memories are not tainted for everyone else, still trying to be the studious, perfect boyfriend, son, brother, all that. Especially given in that conversation with him and Spence about, his Freudian slips and stuff like that, where his brain was kind of floating around during these different events. And then Spence getting out into the world with Mark to see the community, to feel more accepted, to feel more comfortable with himself, despite this overwhelming sense of fear, this belief that he was defective once upon a time, and how that reflected into his story, which was this fun sci-fi future narrative about this cyborg that felt human emotions and how that was defective. And I love that. And then the way that kind of paid off, the confrontation and reunion between Spence and Sandra earlier in the season, where they were just at odds with one another until they really dove to the core and the heart of where this frustration was coming from, because Spence was projecting a lot of that frustration and pain at her because of her faith, because of his experience with his mother and that church. And like I've said before, is like one thing that Flanagan does really well is he makes it clear that the things and groups and people of all colors, shapes, creeds, beliefs are not painted with the same brush. And like somebody like Sandra, in the end, just when she finally understands why he's been so frustrated with her, it challenges her to think about, well, what about my faith and what do I actually believe? And that to her, God made him perfect. God made us all. God loves us all. And why would a God that loves hate love? And I love that theme. And I think that's very true in the broader sense. And especially for someone like me, I definitely agree with that sentiment myself. I've always kind of struggled with faith myself, but at the end of the day, I do believe in something. I was raised Protestant. I got a lot of my values from that and comics, to be fair. And that's one of the reasons why I also I like her. I don't believe that a God that created us or loves us would hate the actual love, regardless of what it's for. I don't know. That's just kind of where I land as well. That's how I am. That's what I believe as well. So I like seeing that reflected in that empowerment and that union between someone like Sandra and someone like Spence, that can find this companionship and this love, this connection, and how he's finally not feeling isolated and alone, and that he's comfortable where he is, even if he doesn't have his family, if he doesn't have his mother. He's got these people here that love him for who he is. He's not defective. He's not he's not something he's not supposed to be. Whatever. I really like that coming together. Oh, it was just so good. This was another emotional episode, man. And yeah, Shasta was about to execute, sacrifice Ilonka, man. Though, I will say, coming back to that, Stanton, came down there with a, what do you call that? I can't remember what exactly it's called. She came down there, she's like, Ilonka, don't do it! And she had this thing ready and rearing to go. and then just let them grab her. I was like, great job, Stanton. You did a fantastic job defending the kids, man. They just, like, if they hadn't like have started to convulse and die, like she didn't really accomplish much in that moment. Then Ilonka knocked herself out. How is this going to come back to the ghosts that we found? These shared specters that Kevin and Ilonka are seeing. The old man played by Bill Williams and this old lady who I don't know who the actress is, but that's so, like, I just know that that's William B. Davis right there playing out. But, like, what is their connection? What are their ties to Kevin and Ilonka specifically? Because the woman appears to her primarily, though, and she's seen vaguely and occasionally the old man. And the old man appears periodically to Kevin, and he seldomly sees, but has seen the old lady. What is that coin? What is that? And why does he keep waking up downstairs? I need to know that information. I was expecting to kind of get that here. I guess we're saving that for the final run, but ooh, this was a fun episode. We got another X-Files reference in this episode as well with the call out of the episode Folia Du from season 5, which is an interesting episode. It does kind of relate to the situation at hand, kinda, with the symptoms there within. It's a really interesting episode, a weird one, with this bug creature that's possessing people. It's kind of wild, but yeah, man. That got me really excited. Again, Mike Flanagan showing some love to his roots, man. Anyway, guys, this was a fun one. I'm really curious to see how this wraps up, so we'll be checking that out here soon. So, guys, what did you think of the episode? What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reactions on Patreon or if you become a member of the channel, gives you access as well. Speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Share, Ryan Karen, Philly Vane, Yori Korscott, Margaret Grace, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Raven McCann, Status Alive, Jeffrey Hale, and M. Sephiroth. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.